Welcome to the Sage Advice Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me for a second time is Walter Hicks. Walter is an industry principal at Sage Intacct with more than 30 years of experience providing business-driven consulting to prospects, as well as current customers and business partners with the financial services space. Walter is not only highly knowledgeable about their unique nuances of financial services and hospitality, but also is able to navigate many facets of the sales cycle, from pre-sales engineering to solution qualification and execution, and finally to solution architecture and post-sale upsell. Welcome back to the Sage Advice Podcast, Walter Hicks.
Thank you, Ed. Happy to be here.
Well, Walter, last time we talked about your expertise with regard to the industry around financial services, but this time you're on in regard to the hospitality industry. So let's unpack this a little bit. What has been the hospitalities industry reaction to addressing COVID-19?
Yeah, as you know, that COVID certainly has hit hospitality very, very hard. So one of the things that they're doing is reevaluating what they do, how they do it, maybe changing concepts within the different their different areas of expertise to adjust. It's very encouraging to see how some of these hospitality organizations are doing, how they're improving. So what's critical here, though, is that as they make these changes to their business flow or to different areas of expansion, is that they have the right information. It's not really good enough to wait 2 months to find out that something that you're doing is not working, whether that's a new area, a new trend, different workflows. You need that information in a real time. You need to know immediately how you're doing so that you can make adjustments. And those are the hospitality organizations that are being successful, are the ones that are reevaluating, making changes, automating processes to take advantage of certainly the workforce. Usually they have a limited workforce right now. They're down to the bare bones, so they need to make sure that those people have the automation that they need. So it's a combination of real-time visibility as well as automating their current or new business processes to take advantage of the workforce.
And any particular interesting examples that you've worked with?
Sure. Certainly within the hospitality, certainly within the restaurant side, is that they're having to take advantage of delivery services, and whereas that they didn't. So they're using delivery services. In some cases, they're using centralized kitchens where that they're able to make the meals or make whatever they're serving in a centralized kitchen. So you see that as well. So really, there's multiple areas within that, and certainly the hotel business and their restaurants are facing the same type of issues and are coming up with those same type of solutions.
Yeah, one interesting example that I've seen in my local neighborhood, and this was something that they actually did pre-COVID, but a restaurant that specialized as a wine bar had wine lockers that they would have people subscribe to, and they implemented a subscription-based model to these wine lockers, and people are still allowing them to store their wine there because it's better than storing it at home here in Texas because we don't have basements.
Absolutely, it is interesting. We one of our customers has really played an important role in this is Grubhub. So as you can imagine, the home delivery service is key.
Yeah, and their work with a lot of local restaurants has been extraordinarily helpful. I know I've used them on a number of occasions. But what about the adjustments to the dashboards and stuff that people are making? Are you finding that you mentioned having the timely information was really critical for them? Did they seem to understand that, or was this something that you had to encourage them to do? Is, hey, look, if you're going to be changing your business model a little bit, you really need to change what it is that you measure.
Yeah, it's a good point. They always express an interest in dashboards and metrics, but it was like it was the last thing that they actually did or implemented. Whereas now that's moved really to the forefront. They realize that it's not a nice to have anymore. It is a requirement in order to improve and to expand and to make sure that they're going to basically be in business tomorrow, is having that real-time information.
Absolutely. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, Walter, as you know, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and I asked you last time, but I'm going to ask you again this time. Who is a hero of yours, and why are they a hero?
Sure. Certainly through my career, I've had an opportunity to work with a lot of different people who have kind of guided me and qualify for that hero status, both from a professional as well as from a personal relationship. But the person I would like to mention is the ex CEO of Intacct, Rob Reed. And the reason is when Rob came into Intacct, we certainly had a good solution, a good product, but we didn't have any focus, and that was meant that we were not growing and doing the things we need to do. So Rob came in and he gave us some guiding principles and a focus. The first one was making customer successful and customer sat. So customer first was really key. I know that's a slogan that a lot of companies use, but within Intacct, that was the focus. Was making sure from the time we first met with the customers through ongoing support in our customer success program. It was all about the customers, not only providing them our solution, but looking at their entire needs and putting together a solution set that included potentially other solutions into the total mix. Now, that was good and it really helped, but there was another part, and that was, how do we make the people in these organizations successfully? Because those are the people that are working nights and working weekends and putting together solutions. They become probably Excel experts. So looking at how we can make them successful, and a lot of times it was just making sure that they were home with their family and that they had a personal life as well as a business life. So that allowed us to really know what we were focusing on, and it played out into our relationship with our customers. And certainly we were dedicated to that. In fact, Rob instituted a comp plan that everyone in the organization, everyone had a portion of their compensation bonus based on customer satisfaction. So I believe that was key in driving the business. It certainly made it such that the employees were happier, because we also not only focus on customers, but focus on employees as well. And I'm happy to say that when Sage acquired Intacct, they looked at that philosophy, those principles, and embraced them. In fact, not only did they embrace them within Sage Intacct, but they've embraced them for all of their different products. I guess you can say that Rob's legacy lives on today. So certainly, personally as well as professionally, he has really impacted my life.
And lastly, Walter, how can somebody contact you?
Please contact me. Always feel free to send me an email at walter.hicks@Sage Intacct.
All right. Walter Hicks, thanks so much for being a guest once again on the Sage Advice Podcast. For more Sage advice, visit and subscribe at sageadvicepodcast.com.